Howdy folks, welcome back to Archean. I've made some changes to the base, and we're going to do a little more work on the base in today's video. Just kind of consolidated it, and I got the production kind of all together and neatened up. And then I'm working on some power stuff, so I've got this one giant solar panel right now. I think that's probably all we're going to need, at least for now. We'll see how it goes. I used one of those tracker towers because it's already set up to track, and it's nice and neat. And then I just extended it a lot. We're putting out about 16 kilowatts. I think since it's so big, the potential calculation gets kind of messed up. And that battery is just the built-in battery from the automated tower. Our lights on here. So I've got a couple wires going out. That one goes out for charging the rover. And then this one feeds the battery bank, which is in the floor below here. Let's go down a little bit. Been playing Space Engineers, and I got to get used to the controls, which are different. So that just comes in, and it charges this battery bank, which is hooked together, and then it goes out. Got room for expansion there, but then it goes down underneath the base over to here, to this power distribution. And then we're feeding out stuff. And then this here is pretty much the same. I just moved the crafting part over. Did a little bit of color coding, got that all set up and working. We're a little low on iron. Everything else we're doing really well on. So I do need to do some prospecting at some point for some iron. And also, I was looking, I wanted to build a pump to get a water tank going. You can't build a pump without titanium. There's no titanium anywhere around here. I went on a drive. So this is it's really far away, but if you can see where my cursor is, I went past that. I went over to, I believe it was this big mountain here, or at least maybe it was one of the foothills of that. Maybe it was this one. Anyway, I went over to the base of this big mountain range, and I can't drive up it. It's like more than 45 degrees steep, and I couldn't go. The physics gets all weird with the buggy. So we're going to have to fly. So at some point, we're going to build a plane. I've been experimenting a little bit in creative, just to kind of see how it works. And actually, I think I can't build it, but I could pull out the plane base. I've got a little bit of a experimental base plane. When I say base, I mean just, the base model we can add to it. So I've been experimenting. We'll be doing that at some point. Not this episode, though. We're going to work on the base a little bit. Maybe get a little more automation stuff going. And that's running on this computer here. It manages the crusher just like it did before. It also manages the electrolyzer to keep the tanks topped off. I believe, is that running right now? Or actually, I think I didn't quite finish that code. Threshold minimum is... Yeah, I need to do a little... No, I did get it. All right, so it's basically maintaining that. Just a low amount. I don't want to fill these yet. Just enough to make some plastic. Speaking of making plastic, I'm going to get so distracted in this game because there's so much going on. I keep going back and forth on these junctions and how they work. I had this set up. I didn't change any of this. I just changed the pipe to the crafter, and then it wouldn't work. And I had to redo the way the junctions are set up. Junctions still... The fluid junctions still confuse me. I think they're buggy sometimes. I don't know. What's your experience with the junctions? But anyway, this is set up now. It works. We can craft whatever we need. It's great. Got a bunch of extra stuff in there. One thing I would like to see added to the game, and if it's in, I just missed it, is some kind of recycler. Like if I've made too many of these things, I want to recycle them back to their ore components. Anywho, so the idea is I'm going to get the base upgraded, and then probably next episode we're going to build an airplane. So that is the plan right now. This series is not going to be super long, but if there's at least a few more episodes of ideas I've got, and then we'll probably just let it mature for a while. Ooh, that's a cool... Is that another... Oh, that must be the moon. I don't know if it'll come through on the video. I can just make out the crescent right there. Cool. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I want a screen that shows me the state of my battery bank. I want that screen to go right here on this pillar. I think that's the plan right now. So to do that, we can make a custom screen with the dashboard tool. And I put one of these on my mining cart and on the truck as well. Like this is a custom dashboard right here, which I need to redo. That was an experiment. But I don't think I showed it on a video. So let's bring up the dashboard tool. And then we're going to basically just draw a dashboard on here. And if you hold, like see, it's not really snapping, but if I hold down shift, it'll want to kind of snap. And then it tells you the size. I think we're going to do 70 by 40. So that's a dashboard you can build on, but I want it moved over, so I don't exactly want to do that. I don't know what that actually builds it out of. Maybe it doesn't build it out of anything. I wanted it to be centered, but at the same time snapped. Anyway, we'll do 70. Can I do 70 by 40? And it's, man, it's a little off. A little off, isn't it? I'm going to fiddle around and just never get anything done because I want it to be perfect. I'm going to call that good enough. So now we have like a canvas to build on. And if I hold down my C key, we can put various things on this dashboard. So I want a screen on here. And it kind of has a little subgrid it's snapping to. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Get rid of that. Over to screen. I'm not sure what HD... I assume that's better resolution, but we're just doing text, so we don't need anything fancy. Oh, interesting. Is it Shift X? No, I thought there would be a different... different snap grid. I've not made many of these, so I need to experiment some. I don't like that it's not symmetrical. That really bothers me. But we might just have to live with it. Okay, so that's our dashboard, and then we could add like a button. Oh, I need my screen to be smaller now. So we could have buttons that do various things. Let's put a couple buttons on there just for fun. And I'm going to actually redo this screen. Back to there, new screen. Alright, what if we snap to here? Yeah, maybe I don't need it that big. I'll probably end up completely redoing this, but we'll get the basics down. Alright, so now we have this screen. What do we do with it? Well, we're going to need to connect this to our data network. And I already have some base automation stuff going on this computer. And this computer is hooked up to this router. We've got some free ports on the router. So I think what I'll do is connect it up to the router, and then we'll run the display from this computer since it's already managing some of the base stuff. Cable management is a real thing in this game. Like I want to make, my instinct is I want to make it super neat. It's not always possible, but now what I want to do is get stuck on everything. If I just do that, does that go inside the wall? Okay, that works for me. In fact, I might even run that under the floor at some point, but let's just get this working. Okay, so now I need to name this screen. So hit V on it. We're naming the dashboard, and then we'll access the screen from the dashboard. So this is, let's just call it base -1. Sure. And I'm going to say mat. So it's not, see the element screen here. Channel 0. It's going to be the screen, it looks like. And then the screen isn't super glossy. I think that saves on performance. Then we have a push button. Cool. Maybe a way to turn those into toggles. I haven't played with those yet. Let's see if we can get some info up on this screen. Oh, I also need, I need our batteries hooked up to the router as well. Hit the wrong button. And the way we can do that is if we get data from the battery that's feeding and being charged, that'll give us an idea of our total power state. So we're not going to hook every single battery up, although you could do that if you wanted to. So I'm going to bring a cable over to here, and then I think I can come down inside the wall. This is kind of my, like, wiring closet kind of thing going on here. And then we're just going to run back beside this blue one. The player controller really needs some work. You get stuck on everything. I built some really nice stairs up the side. You can't really go upstairs. It's really herky-jerky. Hopefully that'll get some improvement. Alright, so now our battery and our screen are hooked in there. And I don't remember how to access dashboard. So I'm going to put a cut in here. I'm going to look that up so I don't fumble through everything. Then we're going to put some code in our computer here so we can see our battery state over on that screen. Alright, we got our hello world. It's working. Let's go take a look at the code. There is a nice wiki that they have that goes over the language, as well as all the components. And if you're in the code editor, I think you can open that from here. Yeah. So it's got links right here. And then there's some Archean specific functions that you can pop up in an in-game window over here. This kind of tells you how the language works. So I've done quite a bit of programming, so this is just kind of second nature, but then you have to learn, how the game does things. So I've added things to my code here. Let's just go over that real quick. So I've got some variables up top here to declare our screen. So our screen for our base is just declared as a screen for the base underscore dash one object, channel 0. So base underscore dash one, of course, is the dashboard I created. Then channel 0 is the screen on that dashboard. And then I have our battery, battery underscore base 1, which is that first battery that I wired up to the data router. So we should be able to put some info on the screen. Let's do a quick test of that real quick. And then what I'm working on right here is this power display section. So timer interval 1, just every second it's going to run this code. Every 5 seconds I've got it checking the crusher. Every 10 seconds it's checking the tanks. This is just another section here that's going to be our power display. And then also up here in the init, this runs once every time the computer's rebooted. Or every time the program starts, I should say. I had to clear the screen, and it clears it to black. So up here every second, it's going to blank the screen, and then it's going to rewrite everything on the screen. So we have our hello world right now. We don't really want that. We want to put some battery info on there. So let's just get our info here real quick. So battery charge. And then we have to throw a number up there. And I need to look into how to concatenate strings. I'm not sure how to do that, but let's get the info. So we're going to say battery charge is battery base. Nope, doing that wrong. It's going to be input number. So we're getting an input in number format. You can also input text. But I want to get the state of charge, which will be a percentage. And that is on, I'm looking over here on my other screen at the wiki. That's on channel 2 of the battery. So it has voltage, max capacity, state of charge, and throughput. So we want to know state of charge, which is channel 2. And then the name of the input that we're getting is battery base, and then channel 2. So that should, in theory, now put that in that variable. And then let me look real quick. Is it in here? How do we do strings? Does it have string functions? Do. There's all the screen stuff. Let's see anything. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So we can use the. Okay. Sweet. So we can use the ampersand bat charge. Let's see what that did. Oh, we had an error. Invalid memory reference. Ooh, okay. I typed something wrong. Oh, can you not do that in print? Let me try something different. I'm going to try that instead. Nope, it doesn't like that. Okay, let me figure out how to concatenate a string properly, and I'll be right back. So it's very important to name things correctly. I was banging my head against the wall, like, why isn't this not working? I had battery underscore base and base underscore battery. Two different names for the same thing. So I'm going to update that. And you can see it's almost working. It's got to do some math. One thing I like about this game is you can move around with windows open. So like if I hit the code on here, I don't have to stay right here. I can just click back in the game. I can come over here and I can look right at my screen. Now if I just tap left alt again, we can go to town here. So we very nearly got it. What I discovered is there's a text function when you want to. It's basically like an S printf or something if you're familiar with other languages. So text and then battery charge, and then we just give it info here. And let's see what happens if we do no formatting. So I'm going to multiply this by 100 because it's giving us the charge percent as a fraction of 0 to 1. Okay, so it does the full thing. So I want to tell it don't do anything fancy. Just give us the number. That will suffice. There we go. Battery charge is 96%. I like it. So what else could we do here? We could do some button stuff. But also, I kind of want to know, should I put the tank fill level here as well? We could do that. I kind of like that idea. But if we look down here, we're already getting this info in this other spot down here. So what I'm wondering is, do we have variable scope? I don't know how that works in Xenon code or whatever this is called. But let's try this. I'm going to bring these variables up here to the main program scope. Except we're going to set them all to 0 because that's what they'll be initialized as. And then down here, and I don't know if this is going to work. This is me experimenting. We're just going to use that. So let me save that. We didn't get an error, so this may do what I want it to do. So those variables are getting updated every 10 seconds. We don't need them to be updated every second to show on the display. And I'm probably going to do something similar with the battery charge. We don't need to check the battery charge every second. We'll deal with that in a little bit. So I want to do another write to the screen. So screen base write. And then I should do some math around the text size and then this, where it goes on the screen. But for now, let's just experiment. I don't know where we need this. Also, if this battery charge goes down, I want this to like turn red and stuff. I'll get fancier with it. Now we're gonna do. Let's just do hydrogen level. And it's going to be a very similar thing. We're going to do just a %. And then we're doing, we're already doing all the math down here. So we just need to put in cur H2. And in theory now, okay, I need to move down a little bit. We're getting there. Let's try 10. Maybe 12. There we go. There we go. It's hovering between 0 and 1%, just depending on time of the day, I guess. Ooh, I wonder if sun temperature makes it expand in the tank. That'd be cool. Anyway, so there we go. We're writing to our screen. I like it. And then we could do some other stuff, like whether the electrolyzers are running, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna add on to this, but you kind of get the idea. That's where we're at. It's super easy to just go ahead and add the oxygen level. Already got that stored. Except we need to move that down another 10. There we go. And because of, you know, H2O, we get different ratios. And then depending on what you're crafting, it uses various things. So the levels are different. All right, I like it. I'm pretty happy with that. I will be doing some more tweaking, like I said. I'm going to continue adding onto the base, make it a little fancier. There are doors. I wanted to make a door. Components. I actually don't remember what it's called. So if I go in here and search for door, it's called dockable door. Okay. Well, if I had scrolled down, I would have seen it. Dockable door. Does that take anything we don't have? I don't think so. Let's see if we can make one. Craft. And it's okay if it flashes error once in a while. If it stays error, that's bad. It throws an error when it doesn't have something, but then it can craft it most of the time. So there it goes. It just needs to make a circuit. Chugging right along. I love all this automation. And this auto crafter is great. Well done to the author of that. I thought I'd write some of my own code. The base automation computer is running all my own code. It's very simple. I could even make one of these buttons like an override for some of the automation. The sky's the limit. We'll get it figured out. You're making... Okay. It's chugging away. So next video, like I said, we'll be making an airplane. I'll also, in the meantime, probably be prospecting for some iron around here, somewhere close. And I can do that with my rock rake tool. Remember from some of the early episodes, if you right-click, hold right-click, it'll tell you, actually, we're 25% iron here. Maybe I just need to drill more here at the base. Yeah, that's 25%. Okay, I need to drill over here, apparently. Let me make a frame here just to remind myself. Because we are pretty low on iron. I've been crafting a lot of things. Ooh, that's low. That's low. Where was the... Oh, like right there, I guess. I'll do some experimenting. So, next episode, we're going to build a plane. We're going to go flying. And the idea is I'll build an airplane, and I'll take the stuff in my inventory to build a mining trailer. And then we'll fly out. We'll find some titanium, which I forgot to mention that part. When I was driving out there in my rover, I Frankensteined an ore scanner on the front of this thing. And I was scanning... And there was one little dot somewhere on the top of this mountain range, I'm guessing, based on range. I couldn't get to it because I couldn't climb the mountain. There was one little dot of titanium. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Or maybe a bigger deposit. It's out there. Oh, it's all the charts. Nice. So let's see if our door's done. Really? How many things do you need to make a dock? Oh. Oh, it takes 1,000 iron. Wow. And then docking ports. Is it stuck? It acts like it's stuck making something. Oh, it's out of room. It's out of room. Oh. Yeah, I need to get some better man. I need to get containers set up. I want to siphon off parts. But I need to get all the strings set up for the item thingy. Yeah, I got some work to do, but it was full. That's why it was not able to do its thing. Let's pull some of this out. I know some of this I'll need for the mining trailer. So let's pull the stuff out that we... Like, final products I want to move out. Like this docking board, it's going to use that potentially, but there's nothing this goes into, that goes into. You know. I need to come up with a string of things to siphon off into another container. Alright, now it still has an error. Now what are you errored on? Are you out of iron? You're out of iron. Okay. No, you have iron down there. It's doing something because there's things moving around. Okay, let me just stop you. Oh, it needs... Right, it is out of iron. So it has iron, but not enough. Okay, well, I'll do some iron prospecting. That'll be it for this one, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Let's build a plane next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, we need some iron.